All right, so here's everything from that very big bag laid out. There were a lot of pieces in this. I usually like to do a single layer, but this bag had so many, I kind of had to double up on some of these and stack them to get them all on the counter together. I did find a few designer pieces. There's an Ann Taylor piece, and there's a cat on the table. Yeah, so what I'll be doing is bringing these over and kind of looking at them as small lots like I usually do. And he just knocked over all the beads. Okay, well, because this has already been so long, I'm probably going to do the rest in a second video. I'm definitely going to do the rest in a second video. So please join me for part 2 to get a closer look at all of this stuff. Thank you. Hi y'all, this is the second part of the video. I'm back to take a closer look at some of these pieces, or pretty much all the pieces from that big, giant $129 bag. Okay, well, let's take a look at the rings. There were just the 3 rings in there. This is kind of a big old costume cameo ring. It's a bit worn. It's kind of pretty though. I don't know, I'll probably put that up at the antique mall. I may or may not put that online, but it's just a plastic cameo. It's cute though. And here is a little costume, diamond. It's definitely not a diamond, probably just glass. It's magnetic, so I mean, it's not precious metal or anything like that. It's kind of a cute costume knockoff ring. I'll probably clean it up. It's pretty dirty. I'll clean it up and either put it at the antique mall or online, depending on how nice it looks when I get it cleaned up. Then we have this, and you see these a lot on like cupcakes, so this was probably on a holiday cupcake. Looks like Cindy Lou Who. The one thing I did find interesting about this is it's made in the USA. I fully expect something like this, a small plastic thing like this, to be made in China, but maybe this is older, or I'm not sure, but it is made in the USA, which again, I just thought that was kind of odd. But it's a cute little ring. I'll probably put it at the antique mall for like $1 or something around Christmas time. Okay, and there were 2 watches in that lot. One is this little brass pendant watch. It's on a chain. I did have a battery for this, and it does seem to be working. So yeah, I don't know if I'll sell that online or at the antique mall. I'm not sure. Probably online. But anyway, there's this little pendant watch. Then we have this rather older lady's wristwatch. I did pop this open. It's Elgin. That's a pretty nice brand. Not like a super expensive brand, but a nicer brand. It is not working. It probably needs service. In most cases, service on these is more expensive than the watch is worth. It is a gold-plated case, so it's not like solid gold or anything, but I'll probably put that in at the antique mall and see if maybe a watch collector is interested in buying that and either using the parts or fixing it up. Anyway, it is a cute watch. The band is very, very worn though. Okay, so earrings. Let's see. I have this card of earrings. I'm seeing this pretty often in these jewelry bags where there'll be a card. Somebody gets a card with like 30 different pairs or whatever, and they use like, 3 or 4 of them, and the rest kind of end up donated. So what I'll do with these is I'll probably take, 3 or 4 pair and put on a little card for like $1 at the antique mall or something like that. And these are cute. I do need to put a new hook on this one, but yeah, it's getting toward Halloween. It's August, almost September here. So these will probably go up at the antique mall. I mean, they probably weren't that expensive to start out with. They're from Spirit Halloween. Looks like they were $8 at some point. But this will be good to have for, a Halloween thing in the booth. Oh, let's see what else. We have these hoops. These are very worn. Those will probably go in the junk box. These hoops, these look pretty, these look okay. These, I don't know if these started out in this shape or they were just both kind of bent into this shape. They don't quite look right. I don't know. Those will probably end up in the junk box. We have these nice little, I believe these are glass. These glass green bead hoops. Those, I'm not sure if I'll put those online or up the antique mall. I might put those online. Those are nice glass beads. So, and I did find the other one of these that had fallen out of the bag because it had a hole in it, and the cats were like picking at it and biting at the little tie on the bag, and it broke a hole in it. But these are Labradorite, so those are kind of pretty. I may sell those online. I'm not sure yet. I do like the little kind of leather embossed earring card that they come on. And of course we have the big sexy earrings. Not sure what I'll do with those. They are somewhat worn. They are kind of fun, so I don't know. I might put those up at the antique mall cheap. These are kind of pretty. These are two little kind of chain and rhinestone tassels. So those are nice. I might put those up online. These have little Denver Nuggets logos. I believe that's what those are. Yes. So those are something, because that's a local team, I'll probably put those up at the antique mall. If I find teams or like colleges that are not local, I'll try to sell them online just so I can, you know, get a little closer to their audience. These are pretty. These are pretty nice. I'll probably end up selling these. I'll probably put those at the antique mall and put these ones online. I don't know. What was this called? Barse, I think. It's, I looked it up online a little. These are probably brass. I don't think they're gold or gold plated or anything. And that does look like Cinnabar. That's a pretty pair though. So I will probably end up putting that, you know, on my eBay store. I usually put stuff on my eBay store and cross list to like Etsy and Mercari and Poshmark. Okay, so these are all of the singletons. There were a few, you know, there was a gold sexy one. This might be silver, so I'm going to put this in the test pile. This is kind of a fun little piece of quartz. Most of these are going to go into the junk, the like craft lot. I recently sold a craft lot online, but that way, you know, people can get these little rhinestones out if they want them, or you could do something like, you could even make that into a pendant and just put it on a chain. So yeah, most of this is probably going to go that way. I don't have another bag from the same location at the same time. If I do, I'll usually save stuff to see if I can pair it up in case something got separated, but that isn't very likely when they're kind of unless you get the bags at the same time at the same store. It's just not very likely. If I get a piece that's like a solid silver or a designer piece or something like that, sometimes I'll save it. Now this one is a Trifari piece, but it is missing some pieces, so I'll probably put that in a craft lot. Okay, so let's pull some bracelets over and see what we have there. Okay, so here are the bracelets that I found in that lot. We have these. These are just little plastic beads, the bundle of 5 of them. It does have a tag. I don't recognize this brand name, this ADR. It does have a little tag on there too. So yeah, I'll probably look that up online. I'll probably end up selling that online like I often do when there's a tag on something like this. Let's see, we have 2 memory wire bracelets. This one has a lot of kind of pretty green, brown, clear glass beads. This has little glass seed beads, and then it has these beads that are made from rolled paper. So those are both cute. I'll probably end up putting those at the antique mall. Here's another little bead and cord ring. These do look like a nice little stone, some kind of jadeite, or you know, aventurine, or I'm not sure. They don't have that sparkle of aventurine. They could be some other kind of green stone, but this is pretty. It's pretty well made. The cord is clean, so That may go online or may go to the antique mall. I'm not sure which. Let's see. We have this. This is kind of a cute little cross charm bracelet. We have these little crosses that are probably made either from halite or glass. They're made to look like turquoise, but they're most definitely not turquoise. This is a cute little bracelet though. Okay, we have two little string bracelets. They have little glass beads on them, and they each have little charms on them that look like they are some kind of religious metal, and this one has a little horseshoe. So I'll look and see if I can find out more. I can't really read what's on there. I think it's in Latin or something. Those will probably end up at the antique mall though. Let's see, bangles. We have an assortment of bangles. I don't think any of these are like precious metal or brand name. That is something to watch out though when you're looking for bangles. Most of these just look like they're probably, all of these just look like they're regular costume bangles. I may bundle up, you know, 3 or 4 of these at a time and put them for $1 at the antique mall. If I get nicer ones that have an interesting design or are brand name or are precious metals, I'll end up usually selling those online. But I usually get a few bangles in these. Let's see what else. This is a cute charm bracelet from a brand called New Moon. I'm not really familiar with them. Summit Entertainment, New Moon, is that like from Twilight New Moon maybe? I don't know. I mean, I guess there were werewolves in it, so maybe that's what this is. We have a motorcycle, a dream catcher, a moon, J, the letter J. So maybe this is like a Twilight New Moon thing. We have some Native American type symbols, a dream catcher and a feather. So I'm not sure. And the wolf is kind of that style too. I will have to look into this and see. If it is, then you know that's something I would consider definitely selling online. Regardless, I'll look this up and see if I can find more about that. It is cute. Like I said, I don't know if it has to do with that, but it's a really cute little bracelet regardless. So I'll probably end up selling that one online. Let's see. We have this. It's just little faux pearls and glass beads. I may check to see if this clasp is silver. This does look like a kind of handmade item, and a lot of times there will be silver clasp on these. Let's see. We have this, which looks like I don't know if this is marble. It almost looks like marble and then some kind of lava bead. Huh. And then little copper beads. It is a cute stretch bracelet though. I'll probably end up putting that one at the antique mall. I have quite a few stone bead bracelets there, so that'll go right there. Let's see. This is a Footprints JCM stainless steel china, it says. I'm not familiar with that brand, but this is based on the Footprints poem. So this is kind of a faith bracelet. It looks like it could use a little shaping. I'll probably take that downstairs. I do have a bracelet mandrel, so I can reshape them. So I can just slide that onto the mandrel and use a mallet. You don't want to use a metal hammer because it'll scar it up, but I'll just use the leather or rubber mallet and kind of reshape that and make it nice again. Here's a little like cuff bangle, whatever you want to call it. It's a little of each. Has these little kind of opalescent rhinestones in it. That's cute. I don't know what this is. I just put it with the bracelets. It's 2 small bells on a leather cord. That will probably end up in the craft lot. Let's see here. This. Okay, so this is not Pandora. This is silver. This is a name brand. It's called Vivara. I think that has to do with life or something. It's a, what do you call it? Latin American brand. And some of these are marked as Vivara as well. Some of these, like this bead is. Some of them look like they are just, not silver or anything. And some of them probably are. Some of them are marked and don't look like silver. I'll probably be piecemealing this out, selling individually the ones that are nice. The ones that are like this looks like it's definitely not silver and it's pretty beat up. So I'll probably put that in the craft lot. Now this one is I think this one had the V. Yeah, this one has the Vivara mark. It's, you know, it's almost certainly silver. I'll test it to be sure it is marked silver. It's really cute. It has little wheels that actually roll. So this one, like I said, I'll piecemeal this out. It definitely has a few charms that are probably worth a few bucks on them, you know, anywhere between 10 and 30 or 40, depending on how desirable it is. But so I think this was pretty good. This will definitely get me toward the cost of that bag. Okay, 80s bracelets. Ages 15 plus. I don't know why the age mark is so high, because when I had these as a kid, I was probably like 7, maybe, if that. Yeah, so I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep these. I may put these at the antique mall. You know, especially with Halloween coming up, that might be a good thing for folks to get for a Halloween costume, like an 80s theme thing. So, okay, and I think this is, I don't know if this is supposed to be a bracelet or a hair tie. It has very little flexibility, so I don't know what I'll do with that. That might go in the craft lot too. This looks like it's definitely missing some charms. It is magnetic, so I may just take these other loops off and sell it as a kind of link bracelet. Probably at the antique mall. Same with this. This, yeah, it has a gold tone to it. It is definitely not gold. Again, that'll probably end up at the antique mall. It's not quite nice enough for me to take the time and effort to list online. I do sell nice stuff at the antique mall, don't get me wrong. I will often put that in the locked case. This kind of stuff, you know, will probably be only $1 or $2 or something like that. This is that one that is kind of gross. This, I don't know. I'll probably just take these parts off and put these metal parts in the craft lot and throw the ribbon part away. This is kind of a nice bangle. It has these mother of pearl panels that have kind of this crackle design on them. It's definitely not sterling. It's actually magnetic, so I know it's not sterling, but it does have a nice design. I'll probably put this at the antique mall for a few more dollars than I would, you know, some of that other cheap stuff. I don't know, $6 or $7, I don't know, something like that. Here's a little cord bracelet. You do run into a lot of cord bracelets. This one does look pretty clean. So again, it doesn't have a name brand or anything that, you know, really screams at me that it's worth making an online listing. So again, that'll probably end up at the antique mall. Okay, so we have these 2 stretchy rhinestone bracelets. Yeah, they're cute. They seem to be fairly well stretchy. I'm not sure if I'll put those online or at the antique mall. I might put this littler one at the antique mall since I see these all the time. This bigger one, it's a little nicer. I might put this one online. I mean, it's definitely, you know, just costume. It's, yeah, it's not silver, it's not diamonds or anything, but it is really cute and it has nice big rhinestones. So maybe I'll just put them in a lot together or something. All right, and this is a cute bracelet. It is plumerias. It is little enamel painted plumerias. I don't believe this to be silver or anything like that. I'll probably put this one online though. It's a little nicer and it'll probably take a pretty good picture. So, and here we have one. I don't know if that is actual abalone or if those are just, yeah, those look like actual abalone. So I'll probably put this online too. Little dolphin bracelet. And last but not least is this one, which I do believe it is marked silver and it does look like silver. I will of course test to be sure. I am guessing those are CZs. I wish they were diamonds, but it is silver, so probably not. Okay, yeah, so this looks like a really nice sterling CZ bracelet. I may end up selling this one online. I will definitely test both the stones and the metal before I do. Okay, let me pull some of the many, many necklaces over to have a look at. All right, so let's take a look at the first bunch of necklaces from that lot. One thing I have noticed going through these different lots is that you will very often see a theme, in that you'll have the same kind of jewelry, you know, have multiple pieces that are very similar, that I'm guessing came from the same person who donated them. For example, in this bag there were 4 different cross themes. 3 of these are rosaries, and then we have this little just a little cord with a wooden cross. This one I'll probably put in the craft lot. But then we have these 3 rosaries. This one has some nice, looks like little glass beads. I don't think the little components here are silver. Sometimes you will see precious metals on these, so it's good to keep an eye out. I think I still have one listed online that had some silver, a silver cross. Yeah, it's a pretty older rosary though, regardless. And then this one actually has plastic beads. And then we have this little one with wooden beads, which I think it's really cute though. This one. Yeah, so I may or may not, I may sell this one online. I'm not sure about those other 2. I may put them at the antique mall. I'll have to look a little closer before I decide. But my guess would be that these were owned by the same person who, you know, donated or had some things donated for them after they passed. But it's pretty often I'll see like a theme like that. Here's another example, owls. A lot of times I'll get multiple owls in a bag. So this guy, he is, unfortunately, it's pretty worn. It is kind of a fun big owl though, with these dangly rhinestone eyes. Because it's a little worn like this, I'll probably just put this at the antique mall pretty inexpensively. Either that or maybe even in the craft lot because of the wear on it. And then here's a little owl bead. That's kind of cute. A little ceramic bead painted like an owl with blue and white. I don't know. I might put that one online. I'll have to think about that. Then we have this owl with these little blue plastic turquoise eyes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll put that online or at the antique mall. I might put that one online. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. It's cute. I like owls. But like I said, I see a lot of times I will get multiples of that same thing. And here's a couple of necklaces that have that kind of rolled paper bead to them. I know there's a company that does that has these made in Uganda as bracelets and sells them, you know, to benefit the people who are crafting them. I'm not sure if these may have come from that same source or not. But yeah, these, and there was a memory wire bracelet in the last bunch that I brought over that is this same kind of bead. They're interesting. They're not my cup of tea, but they're kind of cool. So I don't know. I may sell this one online. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about those. Okay, and this is actually branded Charming Charlie. I'll probably end up selling this one online. I do see this a lot in jewelry jars, either this one or, you know, very similar pieces where you have this kind of bib necklace with these plastic, you know, different color drops. So it's not a bad look, but it is it's quite common to find. But this is a branded one, and it seems to be a pretty decent quality. So I'll probably list this one up on eBay. And here is a set on a card that's somewhat similar. And then it has drops. And it says 1946. C. I don't know if that C is a Charming Charlie or some other brand. So I'm not familiar with it. I may look it up online and see. But yeah. So that's a set I'll probably put up online. I find that ones like this that are bigger, showier pieces that look good on the form, it's easier to list these online because you can take nicer pictures of them, you know, displayed properly. And then we have the fake squash blossom, which is one of the things I saw in the bag before I bought it. I did not think it was a real squash blossom. I just thought it was kind of fun. It's from Bauble Bar. I did glue on this piece with a little, what is that, JB Weld that stuff, which you can see it's dark like this, but that stuff does hold pretty well. I believe it's missing a little dangle here. I will probably keep this. I don't want to sell something that's been repaired like that. Definitely don't want to sell that online. I do collect actual like sterling squash blossoms, so this might just be a fun thing to kind of throw in the collection with them. But I mean, it's not bad, certainly, if you wanted to wear one without, you know, wearing that much value, because they can cost from, you know, several hundred to thousands of dollars. So if you just wanted to wear one, or, you know, couldn't afford an actual, you know, sterling one, this is an alternative, and it's, you know, it's a pretty necklace regardless. Okay, let me go grab some more. All right, so let's take a look at some more of these necklaces. First off, I did find this other rosary that was over there I forgot about. This is made from all cord. It looks like some kind of nylon or satin cord. So you have a little cross that's kind of woven from the cord, and then the beads that are tied in knots. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that these are probably ones that were given away, you know, at some event or at church. If you don't have one, you're probably going to get given one of these. So anyway, there's another rosary. So that makes 4 rosaries and 1 cross for the bag. Okay, so here are some of the beaded pieces. Let's see. Okay, so first we have this, which is a thin gold tone chain that has these plastic beads on it. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'll do with that. So yeah, that just has really thin chain with big plastic chunky beads. I am not sure if that's how this necklace was originally, or if it had some other elements to it. Let's see, here is a nice kind of twisted necklace of clay beads. Yeah, this looks pretty nice. I don't know, I may sell that one online. I'll have to think about that. And this is a stretchy necklace of just glass seed beads with this small charm that says "Me to We." I don't know if that is a brand name or what that might be. If that's a brand name and it has some following to it, I would probably put it online. Otherwise, I would probably put it at the antique mall fairly inexpensively. Alright, so here we have this necklace with kind of different chunky types of beads. It looks like some plastic. That looks like a ceramic bead. It has these wire beads that are kind of falling apart. So what I may do is I may restring this and take out these 2 beads that are kind of, like I said, they're kind of falling apart, kind of damaged. The other beads are cute together as a set, so I may kind of rebuild this one and then probably sell it at the antique mall. It'll go in my very large to-do pile. Okay, so this has black glass beads, and then it has these blue stones. These do not look like real turquoise to me. They do look like they are blue. They might be blue all the way through. I don't know, but they don't look like genuine turquoise to me. I may look at them a little closer to be sure. But, I mean, they're very uniform in their color. So I'm guessing these are some kind of dyed stones. It's a pretty necklace regardless. Something like this I would probably sell at the antique mall. This I will probably put on eBay. This is that batik where you take usually cow bone or some domestic animal and do a lost wax where you put wax over it. I think I explained this when I pulled it out of the bag. Basically, you put wax on, you dye it, and then you take the wax off and it leaves these white spaces. You do have to be careful listing this on eBay to make sure that you say it is from a domestic animal. If you don't specify the type of animal, or if it is not a domestic animal, your listing could be removed. But generally these are cow bones, so it's not a problem. Anyway, that is a pretty piece. I believe these are, I'm not sure where in Africa, but from somewhere in Africa this style of bead is from. Let's see, this is just glass seed beads with black and colors. It's a nice combination. I do notice it has this kind of double clasp where they have 2 clasps. So I don't know if maybe this is supposed to connect to something else or just you know, make it easier to connect together. This looks like it's a little loose, so I may end up using this as craft. And again, this has the double clasp where you have 2 spring ring clasps. Again, I don't know if these were supposed to connect to something else or if it's just, you know, easier to clasp on either side. I don't know. Because this is loose like this, I'll either restring it or just use the beads or maybe throw it in the craft box. All right, this is kind of pretty. We have multiple strands of red and gold seed beads, and then this chain element. It does look like it's a little bent, so it may need to hang for a while and stretch out. Sometimes I'll hang stuff and kind of let it stretch back out and get its shape again before I put it up to sell. Not a bad necklace though. Okay, now we have this one, which it does look like it's maybe just a handcrafted piece with faux pearls and then a little freshwater and glass beads down here. I do really like this clasp. I'm guessing this is one that someone, you know, bought stuff at a craft store and put together. But that's a cute little necklace. I'll probably sell that at the craft store, at the antique mall. Okay, and this is looks like just vintage glass beads and maybe some shell that's been dyed to this orange. It's a very long necklace. But yeah, I don't know. I may sell this one online because it's kind of a fun, unique color. So it's kind of a red-orange and it's very long. And this is Alia Sophia. These are nice kind of glass faux pearls. It has this leather cord wrap. I'm not a big fan of that myself, but it's not bad. I'll probably sell this one online. Right, and then we have what look like some kind of seed pod and then wood beads together. And that's a longer necklace. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll sell that online or at the antique mall. Sometimes it's hard to display these really long ones at the antique mall and get people to have a good view of them. Then here's this one with the kind of silk threaded bead, you know, silk thread or satin thread over plastic beads. And these ones do tend to get a bit grungy. I'll probably throw that in the craft box in case someone wants to maybe utilize some of these beads somehow. But yeah, I don't think I'll put that one to sell. All right, and then we have 2 strands of kind of faux pearls, and these are the kind that are like Mardi Gras beads where they're not actual beads that are on a string, but they are molded directly onto the string. These I will probably put at the antique mall for real cheap so that like maybe a little kid could buy them or something. Or if you were going to make something and you wanted to sew these on or break them into little parts or something, craft with them somehow. Now, I remember when I was a kid, I had one of these that had really big beads, like, man, I don't know, maybe that big, that had been my grandmother's after she passed away when I was 7. That was really long like this, and I used to play with it all the time. So it was fun to have that super long pearl necklace when I was a kid. So maybe someone would be interested in that for playtime. Okay, now we have this piece, which is a very interesting color combination with the gray and the bright pink and the white and the yellow. So I'm almost certainly going to list this one up online. I'm not sure about the age on this. It has a newer lobster claw. It has a mark on it, it looks like. No, I think that's just a finish thing. Okay, maybe not. So it does not really have a brand or anything. It's kind of cool. I'll probably reverse search this to see if I can find a similar one online because it's a pretty unique color combination, like I said. I think it's kind of cool. I think someone online will appreciate this retro style. So okay, let's grab a few more and see what else there is. All right, so here are some more necklaces. Pulling these over, I realized why this is 2 videos. There are still many more to go after this. Okay, so here we have this long station necklace where we have glass beads that are kind of on this chain. They put little crimp beads to hold them in place. This is a pretty nice one. These guys do really tend to get, you know, twisted up in these lots. It looks like this has a tag. It is Premier Designs. Okay, so I mean, that's a nice one. It's pretty. I'll probably sell that online. I do like some of these kind of cut crystal glass beads. All right, we have this. It's on a little cord, and we have these ceramic beads that have little painted flowers on them. So that's kind of cute. That's probably something I will list online too. Okay, let's see. Okay, these look a little worn, so this may end up in the craft lot. This is a long chain and bead necklace. I don't think this has any kind of brand on it or anything like that. Okay, so this is a really long, fairly good weight, not gold. That would be nice, but this is a long gold necklace. This looks like good quality. It's good condition. I'll probably end up putting this one online. This one looks very similar, like maybe, I don't know if they were in a set or from the same person, but they have like the same clasp on them. They both have good weight to them. So again, that's probably one that I will list online. Okay, let's see. And that looks like it could use a good cleaning. It's just a very kind of lightweight costume, definitely not like real silver, but that's another depending on how good I can clean that up, I'll either put that online at the antique mall. Let's see, this guy, don't see a brand tag on this, but this is another long one. It's kind of this black gunmetal shade. We have plastic beads. We have a chain with a ribbon woven in, and then a couple of other chains. So it's a multi-strand. So again, because this is long, it looks like it's in good shape. I'll probably end up putting this kind of thing online. All right, and then we have Paparazzi, who I've mentioned this before. It's kind of a multi-level marketing. So you have a lot of these that were bought by people selling them that they never sold, or maybe people bought them because they went to a party and they kind of felt they needed to buy something. Anyway, you see these a lot. They were fairly inexpensive. They almost always came with this little matching earring set, which, you know, that's a cute idea. It's not bad. It's not a very high quality piece. I'll probably put it up online though, since it is a brand name and it's on the tag and everything like that. Yeah, it's definitely faux stone in there, but it's a cute necklace regardless. Okay, and then we have this piece, which has kind of, are these, yeah, they do kind of flip up. We have a painted white, and then we have a copper and a gold, and they definitely need a good cleaning. This is Express, so that's kind of a mall clothing store, so it's a brand from there. You see that a lot with mall stores will have their own kind of line of jewelry to go with their clothes. It does definitely need a cleaning, but if it cleans up nice, I'll probably put this one online. It has some minor wear here, but it's not bad overall. Okay, let's see. Then we have this piece, which still has a paper made in China tag on it. I don't know if it was worn or not. It does look like it's missing something down here. I mean, it's a pretty design for a necklace, but I think it is probably missing something. So I don't know if I find something I like I could put there, I guess. But that'll probably end up at the antique mall in the open case. Okay. Then we have this. It's Bebe. I am not familiar with that brand. I'll have to look that up. B-E-B-E. And we have these beads on a chain, and then all these other types of, you know, blacks and silvers and different colors and styles of chains hanging from it. So I'll probably end up putting that one online. I think it'll look nice once it gets on a form and gets some nice pictures of it done. Okay, and then we have this. It looks like a metal, plastic, and wood beads, and then it has this little disc. It does have a little chip on the back here. So yeah, this will probably end up at the antique mall really cheap. Too bad that is chipped. I mean, I could even just put it in the craft lot and let somebody take those beads off. I'll have to think about it. Okay, what is this little chain guy? Leah Sophia, which is another brand there where I think it was people, you know, could kind of sell it, you know, from their home or, you know, as a part-time thing. But it's just a little kind of squarish rhinestone necklace. It's cute. I'll probably list that one up online. Stella and Ruby, a fashion company with a big heart. I have not heard of them. I don't know anything about them. It has a metal tag too. It's brand new, never worn, so that'll almost certainly end up on, you know, on an eBay listing. Okay, let's go grab some more. All right, so there were a lot of necklaces in that bag. Let's look at a few more of them. Okay, so this is pretty inexpensively made, but it's very clean, very nice condition, except for the cat hair. But it doesn't look like it was really worn. Has all of its stones. That's pretty. That might be good to go up in the antique mall for Halloween coming up, or I may put that online. It looks like it would photograph pretty well. Okay, this looks like some Heshi or like shell disc beads. Little brass barrel clasp. Yeah, I don't know. I do kind of like to layer these with some of my Native American pieces, so I may or may not hold on to that one. If not, I'll probably put it up at the antique mall. Okay, and there were a fair amount of these kind of station necklaces. This is bead wire where you have these different beads. It looks like some of these need to be fixed in place, but these I usually end up putting online because I just find it easier to display and photograph them online rather than at the antique mall. This one's fun. It has kind of a gunmetal chain, and then it has these black and pink and white and silver kind of beads. It's very 80s color theme. I like this one. This one's pretty nice. So okay, and this one unfortunately has a broken chain. I may be able to fix that. I can fix a lot of jewelry. So it looks like if that were fixed up, it would be nice. So I may fix this one up and then, I don't know, probably put it up at the antique mall once it's been altered. And this, I've not heard of this brand. It is Nakamol, Nakamol. I'm not familiar with that brand. It does look like glass beads that are probably knotted in between, and then this little stone pendant here. So, okay, I'll probably put that one online if I can find the equivalent. This is a Leah Sophia piece. We have different color metal rings with different like textures. Nice long piece. Okay, and here is another one which has a loose end, but I think I can just kind of reattach that to the crimp bead up there. But these station ones, I've had a few of these sell online, so I think that's probably the best way to you know, find these ones new homes. That does not have a brand. It looks like it's all metal though. And here is another one, another kind of station necklace with the chains and then little beads. Sometimes these will be metal or plastic. Sometimes they'll be faux pearls. Sometimes they'll be real freshwater pearls. Sometimes they'll be metal. Sometimes they'll be different stones. I believe these ones are all plastic, but it's good to kind of keep an eye out for exactly what kind of beads you see on these before you sell them. And then this is a nicer designer piece that was in that bag. It's an Ann Taylor Loft. it has a really good weight to it. I mean, it's definitely not like real gold and pearls and stuff, but it is a nice brand. Yeah, and it has some pretty nice faux pearls there. You can see each of them have a cap on each end. And we do have that brand name. So that's definitely one that I'll end up listing online, and that'll help me recoup some of the initial cost of this bag. Okay, let's grab some more necklaces. All right, so let's take a look at the next group. Okay, we have this pretty long, fairly lightweight costume piece. It's pretty worn. I'll probably end up putting that in the craft lot. Let's see, we have this. This pretty cute. You see for the chain, it has these little glass seed beads that are linked with gold tone wire. This is definitely not precious metals or anything like that. It is a kind of Turkish style. You'll see jewelry like this with, you know, these are just plastic, but you'll see the rubies and the emeralds and diamonds or crystals with the gold, and you'll see that theme a lot in Turkish jewelry. I have a few pieces that have real emeralds, and they're set in silver with gold on the outside. But yeah, that's definitely a Turkish style. That's definitely the look they're going for. That's pretty though. I'll probably put that up at the antique mall. That'll look nice in the case. We have a J initial on this kind of teal blue. I kind of like, you know, that's just yeah, that's just coated metal, but that's a, you know, really stands out, that color. I don't know if I'll put that on at the antique mall or online. Sometimes with initial things, I think it's easier for them to find a home online. All right, and we just have this basic bugle and seed bead necklace. I may check that clasp. Sometimes these little clasps might be silver, so I may check that one. All right, and then we have this beaded Hamsa hand. That's, you know, it's made to look like, I think it's supposed to be a Hamsa hand. Or it could just be like a flower design. Anyway, you know, it looks like it has all these hand sewn on beads, and then you have, looks like glass and wood beads on it. Yeah, so that's kind of pretty. I don't know, I may sell that one online. I think that'll photograph better, display better on a picture. So then we have this little elephant. This is definitely costume. Looks like ETC, etc. I think that's another kind of mall store brand. That's a cute piece though. Let's see, I don't think this little charm is silver. I don't think this came on this chain. It looks a little the wrong size for this chain, but that's just a little religious icon on a costume chain. And here we have this, which I think this is just plastic. I'm not sure. It's kind of screwed on this little ball. And then we have this chain that's fairly heavy. I don't believe it's gold or anything like that, but no, definitely not. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I'll keep that on there. That looks kind of busted up, so I may throw that in the junk lot and then use this chain for something else. And this, oh yes, this is another Leah Sophia piece. I got a lot of Leah Sophia in this lot. I think maybe there was a Leah Sophia seller that had donated some of their stock after they stopped selling. But it's not a bad looking piece. It's multi-strand. We have some faux stones and plastic, you know, different color beads. It's a pretty color combination with kind of the lavender and the grays. So that's cute. I'll probably put that one online. And here we have this little hemp necklace with a little rainbow themo. That's the clay that they do in different colors and different designs. It's not too bad. A lot of times these are really too far gone. I don't know if I'll sell this or if I just might take the beads off and put them in a lot, though I'm not sure someone would want to buy something that does look a little worn, especially something, you know, this fibrous. Okay, and here is another Leah Sophia piece. This is just a cute little pendant, you know, it's just a costume pendant, but it has a really pretty design, so I'll probably list that one up online. This is a brand I have not heard of before. It says handmade in the USA, Lizzie James. So it's like little leather cords, and then we have these 2 beads and a rather small pendant compared to the rest of the necklace with a little paw on it. So yeah, like I said, I hadn't heard of that brand before, so I'm not sure what I'll do with this. I'll look online and see if I can find any of these selling. If not, I'll put it at the antique mall. Let's see, we have this, which is a nice piece of shell. No chips on this one, fortunately. It is just on this little suede cord. It did have a tag, so this does have a brand. Let me double check that. I cannot read that. I don't know what that says. It looks like it has a P on the other side. It's written on both sides. Park Lane. It says Park Lane. Okay, so I mean, I've heard that name before, but it's not something that, you know, I'm really familiar with. I'll look it up online, but I'm guessing that's the kind of brand they probably sell in like a clothing store. Okay, and this is a Lucky brand. It's kind of interesting in that it has this thin chain and thick chain, and then thick chain up near the clasp, which is a big hook. Then we have all these little different lucky charms, a wishbone and a feather and a star and a peace symbol, and some faux turquoise. So that's kind of cute. I'll probably list this one up online. It does have a little wear to it, but it's not too bad. Let's see, then we have this long piece that has all of these little disc shells, and unfortunately these are pretty worn. Yeah, I don't think that's part of the design. That's just kind of cut me off. So this will probably just go into the craft lot. I think it does have a name. It's another Leah Sophia piece. Like I said, there were a lot in here. Let's see what else we have. We have this little clay little girl. It's kind of cute. I wonder if it might be missing something right here on the flower, though. I don't know. That's cute. I'll probably end up selling that at the antique mall. But it does look like handmade. Okay, and then we have this, which is that clay, that kind of Fimo clay, where they'll take and they squish it into designs and they slice it up. And here is, this is Murano glass. It came with a little paper, and it has the matching earrings, which are kind of cute. And this is Mille Fiori. It's glass, and they take all these little glass rods, and it's very similar to this in that they take the glass rods, they make a design, and they slice it up. And you can kind of see how, you know, this is plastic clay and this is glass, but the effect is kind of similar. So I thought that was interesting that those pieces came in the same set. This set, I'll probably, you know, I'll definitely sell these together. I'll probably sell those online. I'll probably put this little clay one at the antique mall for $1 or $2. Okay, let's see what else I can find. All right, more necklaces. Okay, here we have a very lightweight little butterfly. This, it's costume. It's not silver or anything. I'll probably put that on a card at the antique mall. Okay, let's see. Here is a tassel necklace. I don't see a brand or a tag on this, so it's just a basic silver circle with a tassel. I'm not sure what I'll do with that. This one is quite worn. I don't see a brand name tag on it, but you can probably even see in the video that you can see the copper sticking through on this. So that one will probably go into the craft lot. We have a visitor. Hello, Dusty. Hello. Hello, Dusty. Okay. Okay. Yes. All right. Come here, buddy. All right. All right. You stay up there then. Okay. Let's see what else. We have this. It's a gold tone with a little feather and rhinestones. I may sell that online. I think that might, well, I don't know. It's a little worn, so I'll have to think about what to do with that one. I don't see a brand name on that. Here we have a kind of gold tone tassel. This little kind of eye-shaped, oval-shaped pendant. This is pretty. This is a pretty piece of like art glass. Is it dichroic? Is that what they call it when it has the metal in it? Anyway, yeah, that's pretty. I'll probably put that one online. Here we just have a simple silver tone chain and then this little rhinestone ball. It is missing one. I do have some rhinestones, so I might see if I can replace that. And then I would just put that on a card at the antique mall for like $3 or $4, something like that. Here is a longer tassel necklace. It kind of has some interesting gray plastic beads, so I may list that one up online. Here's a little puffy heart. These were popular when I was younger, these little like puffy heart things, so I may put that one at the antique mall. It's not super high quality, so that one I'll probably just put on in the open case for $1 or $2. Okay, so here we have this. I noticed there were a lot of these kind of long ring necklaces. This one is not branded. It's okay quality, not great. I'll probably put that at the antique mall. I might just put that like in a craft lot or something though. Okay, and then we have this cord with this little ceramic bead with kind of a Native American style paint on it. I might test the little fittings on this to see if they're sterling. Regardless, I'll probably end up putting that at the antique mall. Let's see. This is another Lucky brand, and this is just a curved bar necklace. So you just have this kind of hammered bar design. But there you can see the little shamrock tag on it. Let's see, this is just a, I call these charm necklaces where they just kind of put several small pendants on there. So we have a little butterfly and then this kind of positive mottos. I am worthy, I am strong, I am loved, I am enough. So yeah, I just call these charm necklaces. I don't know if there's a better term for them when they just kind of stack 2 or 3 or 4, however many very small charms or pendants on a chain. I'll probably put that at the antique mall too. This has a Charming Charlie tag. I see this type of jewelry sometimes, necklaces or bracelets, where they have this, which I think usually represents a sound. Sometimes people will get their name or like a heartbeat or something like that. So I don't know if this is anything specific or if it's just kind of that style in that it's, you know, Charming Charlie, kind of a department store where they manufacture a lot of these. So I don't think this is a custom piece or anything like that. And I'm not sure if that actually represents a sound or if it's just trying to be that style. Okay, and these are fairly heavy beads. They look like they have some wear. This end is busted. It looks like it probably hooked onto this clasp, so I guess this is probably a choker. Yeah, I have some findings, so I can always fix that up. It's okay. I'll probably put this at the antique mall. It has a little wear to it. It does have a good weight. This is Big Hero 6. This is Baymax. I couldn't remember his name earlier. But this is a licensed Disney piece, so I will probably be putting this up online. It's really cute. You have this antique silver chain with little different charms on it, and then you have the little Baymax figure. So that's really cute for someone who, you know, is a fan of those films. Or if they're just one of those. That film. This is kind of odd. I like this chain. It's just a costume chain. It has a good weight to it though, but it has this very odd little spaceman. I think he's a spaceman. He looks like he's supposed to be a spaceman. Has this black bead. I Don't know exactly what his hand is doing. Yeah, so that's a very odd little pendant. I've never seen one quite like that. Yeah, I might sell that online or see if I can image search and find the same thing. It's very, very unique. So I'd probably try and sell that one online. Now this says Leah Sophia, and it is a chain. I don't know if they ever sold just chains. My guess would be that this had some kind of a pendant on it at some point. I don't know what pendant that would be. I didn't see a loose pendant in there, especially of this kind of matte gold. I will probably just throw this necklace into the craft box until I find a pendant that kind of matches this color of gold. But that does have the Leah Sophia brand on it. Okay, and then we have a little ball chain with a simple little key. I don't believe this is silver. It is a pretty little key pendant though. Okay, and then we have this chain, which it's pretty lightweight. It is not silver, however, and it has a very tiny little pendant. Let's see if we can focus on that. That looks like it's an opal, probably an artificial opal with a ring. It looks like a Saturn, like a planet or something. That's interesting. I like that. So that is very small. So I'm not sure if I will sell that online or if I might put that at the antique mall. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. Let's see. I don't think this has a brand. It's kind of an uneven pendant. It looks like it has chain that's knotted between some of the beads. It has an uneven number of beads on each side, so I'm not sure if that's just part of the style. It is fairly worn though, so that'll probably end up in the craft lot. And then we have this, which is just a cord. I'll just save this for when I find a pendant or something appropriate to a cord like that. We have part of the chain. I think this is what this rose was on. It is not silver. It is a cute little rose pendant though, so I'll probably find an appropriate chain to put that on. I'll probably end up at the antique mall. It's not marked or anything like that. And this is a Premier Designs piece. You can always tell because it has this, which you often can't see the little seal, but you'll kind of recognize the shape. I think it's like a seal with a crown and then like a wreath around it. Most of the tags are so small you can't really make out any details, but you can kind of make out that blob shape and say, oh yeah, that's Premier Designs. It looks like this part fell off. This does have a moderate amount of wear, so I may repair that and then put it at the antique mall. I don't think I will sell that one online. Okay, we are getting down. We are almost at the end. Let me go grab some more. All right, so here's the final bunch of stuff from that lot. Let's take a look. Okay, we have this, which I assume is a belt. It really doesn't have much adjustability to it. I will probably sell that online. I don't think there's a lot of market for this type of belt at the antique mall, but we'll see. This, I believe, is also a belt. It's more adjustable. Has this little tag that hangs from it. I guess you could wear this as a necklace too. I don't know. But it just has this little hook that can go up and down on it. So, I don't know if I'll sell that online or at the antique mall. We'll see. This looks like a headband. I mean, it fits like a headband. It definitely looks handmade. You can see they use kind of this old calico cloth for the backing. Maybe part of a wedding outfit or something like that. I'm not sure what I'll do with that. I'll probably end up putting that online. This is just a regular old lanyard cord. You get these in the jewelry bags. Yeah, there's nothing real special about this. I'll probably just put this in my Goodwill clothes box. So, all right, this is the thing that was losing these little white beads all over the place in the bag and on my floor and just everywhere, and it's still losing them. I don't know if I'm going to bother to try and rebuild this or not. It has some nice slate glass beads. It has a really cool clasp. I do like this old clasp with the kind of white glass cabochon on it. So I'm not sure what I do with that, if this will end up in a junk lot or if I will, you know, get the gumption up to kind of rebuild this. I'm not sure if I want to deal with these or maybe just use this clasp to create some other piece. But that is the source of all of these beads, and it continues to shed beads. Okay. All right, and then we have this. This says J.K. Worthington. I think that's Worthington. Anyway, I don't think this chain is original because this is like an older little St. Christopher medal. There were a lot of religious pieces in this lot. So I may put this St. Christopher on something else and probably put it up at the antique mall. I don't think it really belongs with this chain. Is it J.K. Valkyrie? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that brand, but I don't think these things go together. This is that pendant, which, yeah, this rock is chipped, so I'm probably just going to get rid of the rock and see if this wire is silver. If it is, I'll put it with my scrap silver. I don't think either of these are precious metals. These are just some petite little moon necklaces. If you hear something in the background, that is Jack. He is walking around meowing. These are pretty cute. Neither of them have a brand. Neither of them have any marks. I don't think either of them are gold or silver or anything. I'll probably put those at the antique mall on a card. I may list them online. We'll see. Okay, so both of these are marked stainless steel, and they, I think it's HMK. Yeah, it's HMK LIC, which I believe is Hallmark. And then stainless steel China. This one, it is very hard to read, but it says Granddaughter. And then you have this one, which is just a double heart. I am guessing these were sold at Hallmark stores. So I'll probably list those online, see if I can find the same ones up there. This is a bit worn. I don't think this is silver or anything. It has the infinity symbol in love. It has a little bit of wear to it. I'll probably put this one at the antique mall. Now this, I'm not sure about that. The chain is very magnetic. I'm not sure about this little guy. He almost looks like he might be sterling, so I think I'm going to test him. I don't know if that is a known character or if that is just something someone created. So, but I don't know. It has a good feel to it. So I'll see if that might be silver. Now this chain has no marks. It has no clasp. I think this is silver though. It's definitely not magnetic. It definitely has that look and feel. So that's going in the test pile. Okay, now this one is marked. It is a 925 ALE, which means it is Pandora. So this is all going to be silver. I am not sure if those are diamonds or CZ. I might look and see if I can find this on the Pandora website. If not, I can try testing those stones. Sometimes with these designer pieces, they will have small diamonds in them. Even set in silver. So, and this one has an interesting adjustable chain. It has this little bead which will have an insert of a softer material like rubber, and it will let you adjust the size that way. But yes, it does have the ALE tag on it. So that's a nice one to sell up online. That'll help recoup some of the cost of the bag. I will of course test that. Let's see, this one has a little mom heart. I don't think this is silver. I was looking closer at it. It has a tag saying it's silver. It has this little tag here that says 925. I don't buy it. For one reason is part of the chain is magnetic. The twist part is not, so I'll probably test that. I don't think this mom is silver. I will test it to be sure. I don't see a mark offhand. I'll take a closer look at it and see. I mean, it's a cute little pendant. If it's not silver, I'll probably just throw it at the antique mall for a few bucks. I did sell a couple of those little mom ones. Okay, this is cute. This, I'm pretty sure this is silver. I'll test it to be sure. It is marked. It is a little heart with a horse. And you can see it has kind of the polished part, the diamond cut part, and then the frosted matte horse on it. It is marked in the back, 925 GD. I don't know if GD is a specific brand. This, which needs to be unwound, is also marked. So that's a cute piece. I may put that online. All right, and then we have this, which is interesting. So we have leather cord. I don't know if this part is plastic or if there's I think that's just plastic. Then this leather fringe, but then we have this, which really doesn't seem to match the rest of the necklace. This is all gold tone metal. I'm fairly certain this part is silver. Now this stone is interesting. You know, when I was looking at it before, I thought, okay, you know, it has the feel of quartz, it has these points, but it has, you know, this very odd shape. So I did a little research. This is called Faden quartz. Basically, it is a quartz that will form inside of a fracture. So you'll have two like harder rocks here, and you'll have this quartz form in between them. Faden means strings. So you have this white stuff in there that forms when this quartz is forming between those two rocks, and those are inclusions of gas or fluid that have kind of an impurity, and they form this little kind of white thread in there, and that's why it's called Faden quartz. So I'm probably going to take this part off and keep this quartz because this is a cool, you know, geological sample, a cool piece of mineral, and I do want to see if that's silver as well. And I'll probably just sell the rest of the necklace separately. I don't know if these even came together, if this was someone's specific creation. Like I said, they really don't quite go together. This is all silver metal, and then this is all just gold tone. So I'm not sure. I think maybe somebody put this on there. So I'm probably going to keep this and then, you know, sell this necklace separately at the antique mall or something like that. I don't see a name brand or anything. I may do an image search to see if I can see this necklace online. If maybe it exists out there with this quartz, but I kind of doubt it. I do like this piece of quartz though, so I will definitely be keeping that part. Okay, and then of course we have, what we always have is kind of detritus. We have this broken necklace piece, 1,000 white beads, and what looks like there was probably another necklace here or something that was, you know, made of these beads. We have some of these hooks. One of these needs to go to that, oh, there's the other half of that one chain. But okay, so, you know, it's always good to check these for any gold or silver parts. Here is that little football. I want to test that for gold. I am not sure. It has a very thin metal layer on top, so that may be gold. I'll test that and find out. So that's my next step, is to test some of these gold and silver pieces, and I'll let you know what I find out about them. Alright, so I have tested all of the pieces that I thought might have silver or gold in them. This football, it does not have gold. I'm not sure if that's brass or what that is. It's very strange. It's very thin. It almost looks burnt inside. So I'm thinking maybe this was part of a trophy or something that someone was trying to solder back on and burnt it up inside. This is probably just going to go in the trash though. It is interesting find, not as interesting as the time I found Joseph's head. But okay, so let's see. This clasp is not silver. I'll probably sell this little beaded necklace for like $1 at the antique mall. This, to no surprise, is also not silver. Even though it has this 925 stamp on it, I didn't think so. So this also is not silver. I'm guessing this is nickel silver. This is a foxtail chain. I may actually end up taking that chain and using it on one of my squash blossom necklaces. That's the kind of chain I use to string those. So I may use that. I may just put a clasp on it and use it as a regular chain. I did test all of the beads and charms on this bracelet, this what is it called? Vivara bracelet, kind of the Latin American Pandora brand. This is all silver. These ones are all silver. All of these ones actually have a Vivara marking, so these are the same brand as the bracelet. This one is marked 925. It is not the same brand, but it does test as silver. So I'll probably sell each of these piecemeal online. These ones, these are not silver. Some of these I tested. Most of them I really didn't need to test because I can just kind of see, you know, little bits of copper sticking out. So they didn't really get tested. But most of these are just going to end up in the craft lot. Okay, so this little charm, this little face pendant guy, he is silver. He is not marked at all. He looks very handmade. I don't know if this is a specific character. If you know, please do mention it. The chain, of course, was not. I didn't expect it to be, but this guy is silver. This wire is silver. I thought it might be a lot of wire wrapping is done in silver, not always. But so I'm probably just going to take this silver and add it to my silver scrap because this is chipped. Otherwise, I would just, you know, rewrap that bail on it. Now, these two were not shown with the necklaces. They were just kind of left up on the table. But both of these are silver. This is the one that was already broken, so I'll probably just scrap this. This is a nice 24-inch chain. I don't know if you would call that a weed or a foxtail or what you would call that. But it has a nice thickness to it. It's marked silver. It tests as silver. I may sell this. We'll see. I don't usually wear quite this length of chain, but that might be good for some bigger pendants if I want them to hang a little lower. But that is a nice chain. This one, so I did check the Pandora website. This sells for about $90 on there. So I would probably sell it online for like 40 bucks or something. And those are CZs. And this is silver. Alright, so this is silver and those are CZs. This is a nice bracelet. It has a nice weight to it. It seems pretty well made. I'll probably end up selling this one online. The same with this. This is marked silver. It is tested silver. And yeah, it's cute. I might look and see if I can figure out what GD, if that's a known maker. But that's a cute little, for the horse girl pendant. This clasp is silver, so I did test this, and this is silver. I'll probably just sell this at the antique mall, but I'll probably charge an extra $1 or $2 because it has this silver clasp. Although if I were to buy this silver clasp, it would definitely cost more than that, so maybe I'll just keep the clasp. I don't know. This part is silver. This little loop is not, strangely. But yeah, this is definitely a part of this I'm gonna keep just because of that really cool crystal. Okay, so overall, what did I think of this bag? It was okay. I would have liked to find some more bigger, expensive pieces. I did find a few nice pieces, some silver, a few designer pieces. And, you know, just because of the volume, I really shouldn't have trouble making my money back. But I will have to sell a lot of those smaller, cheaper pieces to get to that point. But, you know, regardless, it was a lot of fun to go through. I found some interesting things, and I got to show off some interesting finds to you. So I hope you were entertained. I hope you learned a little bit. So let me know what you think. What do you think it was worth $129 for all of this stuff? Do you think I can recuperate that? I think I can recuperate that. I think it's going to take more time than some other bags I've got. But I think there's definitely that much monetary value in here. It's just going to take a while. I'll have to sell, you know, a bigger percentage. I'm not going to make it up in 1 or 2 pieces like I do in some bags, but I'll eventually get it all back. Anyway, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. I'll be back when I have another bag. Bye, all.